Your business deploys AI pilots everywhere. But are they going anywhere? Or are they stuck in silos, exhausting resources, unable to scale? Maybe you don't need hundreds of AI pilots, you need a holistic strategy. IBM has 65,000 consultants with Gen AI expertise who can help you design, integrate, and optimize AI solutions. So you're not just deploying AI, you're scaling it across your business. Learn more at ibm.com/consulting. IBM. Let's create.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, distribute it everywhere, and even earn money, all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit your podcasts right from your phone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. Ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel so supported in the creation and distribution of my show. Spotify for Podcasters hosts masterclasses, office hours, and more to help creators develop and fine-tune their skills. I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
You're listening to 80/20. It's 25 days of podcasts. I would definitely have to say that I spend about 80% of my time in the 20s. Okay, but like, what does that even mean?
I absolutely love Christmas.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to or back to the show. Thank you so much for clicking on today's episode. If this is the first episode of 80/20 that you're ever listening to, a special welcome to you. This is episode number 2 of Podmas, so I really hope that you guys are enjoying the Podmas series thus far. Basically what's going down is I'm posting a new episode every single day leading up to Christmas. It's kind of modeled after YouTubers Vlogmas. If you guys have followed my story, you know that I used to vlog on YouTube. If you go back and watch those vlogs, I literally don't even look like me. Like, in order to prep for Podmas, I was like, okay, I kind of need to go back and watch my old vlogs, and I was kind of looking for content to maybe pull for like the Podmas intro, which I didn't end up using anything from like my old Vlogmas vlogs in the Podmas intro, but I was just trying to kind of spark creativity and look for different sound bites and stuff. But looking back, especially at 2019 me, I don't know her. I don't recognize her. It's so weird to like watch yourself and be like, oh my gosh, that is so not me. In 2019, I guess I was 19, and it just is so weird. I mean, that was 3 years ago now, but it's just crazy to see what 3 years can do and the change that can happen and the growth that can happen. And it's just crazy because I would never have pictured myself where I am now with the people that I'm with and the places that I am and the just what I get to do. So anyway, just really cool to have documented where I was then, because I can look back and see crazy amounts of growth. So I'm not telling you to necessarily start a vlog channel or start a podcast if that's not really your thing, but even just journaling, like going back and reading old journals and seeing how far you've come is really cool, or taking photos or whatever. But it's just cool to be able to track and see progress over time. So I definitely encourage everyone to log their life in some way, shape, or form. That was a little bit of a tangent, but I had to get that off my chest. Please don't go back and watch 2019 me. That is so weird, and I don't know her, and I don't recognize her. Oh, and then 2020 me, you guys, she had really short, like shorter than shoulder length brown hair. And I think I was going through an identity crisis then, because now I'm blonde as can be, and I just feel so much more like myself as a blonde girl. So that's that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the topic of today's episode, which is being your own biggest cheerleader, because you are totally worth the hype. I have really been kind of getting into the science of hyping myself up lately, and maybe that's just because I'm kind of feeling the winter blues. I'm not really as energized as I have been, a couple months ago. I'm kind of just feeling, I don't want to toss around the term burnout, but I'm just not feeling fantastic about everything that I'm doing. And so when you start to feel not so fantastic about everything that you're doing, it's super, super important to find ways to be your own biggest cheerleader. And obviously call in the reinforcements when necessary, but ultimately you have to be able to rely on yourself to get yourself into the headspace that you need to be in to go do X, Y, and Z. So this episode is going to be a couple tangible takeaways, like boom, 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 and then we're done. So this is a mini episode, and then obviously I'm doing some full lengths throughout Podmas. I'm doing some guest episodes throughout Podmas. I'm doing some journal prompt episodes throughout Podmas. So if you guys enjoy this episode, be sure to share it with a friend. If you're not loving how short it is, that's okay, because I have so many different types of episodes throughout the month coming. So subscribe anyway to stay tuned. Also, as I'm recording this, we are just shy of over 800,000 downloads, which is crazy. So if you guys enjoy this episode, or if you like any of the 80/20 episodes, please be sure to share it with a friend so we can pass that. And then this is kind of a reach goal, but I feel like I need to share it, because when you tell people about your goals, then you can be held accountable, and then we can all reach them together. And this is definitely a goal that I need your help with. I would love to reach 1 million downloads before the year ends. So yeah, that's over 200,000 downloads in the next month. Can we do it? Absolutely. Is it kind of crazy? Is it a bit of a reach? Absolutely. But it's not impossible. So send this to 200,000 of your closest friends so we can reach that goal. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So maybe you just woke up. Maybe you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Maybe you aren't really loving the class that you have to head to. Maybe you don't like upper body day, and it's unfortunately for you upper body day, and you have to find a way to hype yourself up. First off, remember that it's all about increasing your energy and pretty much capturing yourself in a excited, energetic, happy, positive bubble, and not letting anybody pop that bubble with their bad vibes, because you have stuff that you need to do, and you're not going to let other people impact you or the good energy that you've created. So super important to know that when you are trying to put yourself into a mood that you're not really in, you're probably more susceptible to other people's moods. Say you have a friend and you guys like to go to the gym together, and you're not really feeling like going to the gym. If your friend is like, hey, I'm also not really feeling like going to the gym, the chances of you guys going to the gym are pretty slim. Now, if you have a friend that's like, hey, we really need to go to the gym, like this is going to be the best workout ever, you're probably going to agree with your friend, because it's kind of easy to give in to what other people are saying and doing and kind of mirroring their energy. So that's why it's super important to be protective over your mood once you get yourself to where you need to be. So first off, put yourself in like a little metaphorical bubble and tell yourself, okay, I got to hype me up. I'm going to increase my energy. I'm going to put myself in a good mood to go do this thing, and nobody can stop me. My first piece of advice would be to put on some fun music. I have a couple playlists on my Spotify called 5 a.m., and these are playlists that I listen to on the way to a morning workout. If I'm going to yoga in the morning, it's a little bit different. I'll typically put on like maybe some John Mayer, like some Utah or whatever, and just like chill and vibe. But if I'm going to like a lift or something, Jack Harlow, Lil Wayne, DaBaby, like we are just having ourselves a time. Sometimes I try to make it feel like I'm at a club. Sometimes I put on a SoundCloud remix, like a little Big Booty remix, and just blast it. And I'm like, let's frickin' go, let's do it. Another thing too is a friend of mine told me the other day that you scientifically cannot be sad listening to house music. Something about the BPMs or like, I don't know, whatever is in house music, it makes you happy. So you have to be happy listening to house music. So I will link my house playlist in the show notes for you guys. And that's also a really good one. If you happen to be in a space where you can go for a walk or go for a run or even like get up and do some jumping jacks. I don't think people in my office would mind necessarily, but I don't think that it would necessarily go over too well if I just started doing like push-ups in the middle of the floor. I think that people would be like, oh, Lily's like a little weird again, like she's doing weird shit. But it's the afternoon slump for me. Like around 1, 2, 3, I really could use some jumping jacks. So if you have the opportunity, maybe you work from home, drop and give me 20. Get away from the screen for a few minutes. Just change your heart rate a little bit and give yourself a little boost. So those are 2 things that you can do physically to boost your energy. And now we're going to talk about your mindset. So something that's super, super important here is to shift the inner conversation. We tend to often focus on what we can't do rather than the things that we can do. But what if you started to celebrate the wins? Say you're headed to a workout, because that's just an easy example to stick with. Be happy that you have a gym membership that you get to use. Be happy that you have the opportunity to go work out. Be happy that you get to listen to a cool podcast during your Stairmaster set. Be happy that you get to use movement as a stress management tool. I also think that it's important to focus on what's right in front of you, not necessarily the outcome of the situation. So if you're at the gym, get hype for today's workout. And obviously it's cool to think about the end result that this workout might get you after months of doing this type of workout, but focus on today's workout. Don't be blinded by what could happen or what could be. This is also important if you're heading into a job interview or if you have a big presentation at work or a project or a test. Focus on putting the best effort into what's going on today. So if you're in a job interview, for example, focus on making the best first impression that you can, nailing the interview and walking out of there knowing that you did everything that you could and now it's out of your control. Same thing with taking a test. Study really hard, perform fantastic, or at least, to the best of your ability. Walk out of there knowing that you did your best and now it's just up to the teacher and how they grade your essay. So the inner dialogue is really important, right? What it really comes down to is, can you look in the mirror and can you convince yourself that I can do this? I am capable of doing this. I'm highly prepared to do this. I am overly prepared to do this. I will do everything that I can to show up as my best self in this situation today. If you can't tell yourself those things, phone a friend. There's got to be someone in your life that you can call and be like, hey, I need the biggest pep talk that you have to offer. Please, can you hype me up? And I'm sure your friend would be like, absolutely. If you don't have a friend that can do that, find a podcast, find a motivational meditation. You could even look up on YouTube like motivational speeches or scroll Pinterest and look for motivational quotes. Find little mini pep talks on Instagram Reels or TikTok and save them for times like this. But I swear, you guys, when you start surrounding yourself with super, super positive messaging, magic happens. So if no one has told you yet today, you are so worth the hype. You got this. I love you so, so much. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to share it with a friend and subscribe for a new episode every single day throughout the month of December. Love you guys lots, and I will talk to you tomorrow.